check it out, shoot a visual. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. You feel me?
Nah, you got your music going, but you told me you got some things outside of music, some business ventures that you got going on, like this barbershop that we're actually in.
Yeah, this is my man Dad's barbershop. You know what I mean? The Dan Barbershop, Palafox in Ansley. Y'all come check him out, man. Get faded and bladed. You know what I'm saying? You know, Josh, Andre, Dez, they the barbers. This is our studio, me and my boy Dez. You know what I'm saying? We partnered up, studio. But outside of this, man, where do I start?
Go ahead and tell me a little bit about it.
My family, man, we're just an empire. My dad, he's the biggest boss. Like Rick Ross. He's the biggest boss. You know what I mean? So he laid down the blueprint, man. He laid the foundation for us, man. You know what I'm saying? For my brothers and my sisters and myself. And we got a barbershop. We got 2 barbershops, the fourth quarter barbershop. We have an ice cream parlor. You know, we have a coffee shop. And then, you know, me, my brother, and my sister, we're opening a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be open August. Script Lounge. Script, like movie script. Script Lounge, man, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be major.
Where's it gonna be located? Where's it gonna be located?
Restaurant. It's gonna be off of Cervantes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be off of Cervantes, first location. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be off of Cervantes. And it's a soulful restaurant / hookah lounge. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. You know, so that's what we're doing right now. You know, outside of that, you know, I have a brand, Hip Hop Avenue, with my brother Malik. You know what I'm saying? We got a brand, Hip Hop Avenue. You know, we got a clothing line. You know, we doing it real big. You go on our website. You know, this is, you know, you got Hoop Dream shirts. We got the flyers. You know what I'm saying? We got merchandise, hats, hoodies, phone cases, coffee mugs, baby bibs. We got everything, you know what I mean? So you can go, there ain't no excuse. And it's from $15 all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So you go buy something, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, we got a lot of different business adventures, man, that we doing, man. You know, so.
How did you how did you and your family get into owning stuff like this? Cause y'all pretty young.
My dad.
Can you talk about him a little bit and just
the GOAT, man. Derek, man, the GOAT. Flip. He's the GOAT, man. He's the he's the GOAT, man. You know, he's been a grinder, he's been a boss my whole life. He always had a barbershop. Dad's my man that owned this barbershop actually came under my pops. My dad got him when he was straight out of school. He worked. That's why I met him. I was lit. You know what I mean? But he just laid the foundation, man, as far as businesses goes, man. Like I say, concrete business, barbershop, ice cream parlor, coffee shop. You know, he's just an entrepreneur, man. He's the king entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And he's just the inspiration. You know, he's the breath. You know, for my family to blossom and do what we do. You know what I mean? So we just followed after him, man. He inspired us, you know, to be entrepreneurs. You know. So,
and all of his kids.
Not all of us.
Okay.
But majority.
But majority,
of
I
us.
say,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Majority of us, you know, we bosses, man. You know.
Best way to live.
That's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? That's why I try to teach. That's why I love Rick Ross. You know what I mean? You know, because he talk about ownership. He talks about. That's why I love Nip too. Right. But Rick Ross, man, he talks about how to thrive and how to be a boss. He always said it even before he was a boss. I'm the boss. You know what I mean? So I love Rick Ross, man. Shout out to Double MZ, Rick Ross. You know, but I talk about that in my music too, about owning your stuff, man, about being a boss. You know what I'm saying? And bossing up, and you know. Because everybody don't want to go to college. Everybody don't want to go to the military. Feel me?
Right.
So we have to teach. So I feel like it's my obligation, you know what I'm saying, since I'm a business owner and an entrepreneur, that I teach the game to other future business owners and entrepreneurs. Show them how to do it. Get the LLC and get the EINs and, teach them about the taxes and, you know what I mean? Teach them about that, you know what I mean? So they can you know, if that's what they want to do, they can do it. You know, and they won't be struggling. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have to go through the struggles that we went through starting up. You know what I mean? So I talk about that in my music too, man. I feel like that's one of my biggest messages, you know, to talk about. Sure.
Okay. Now, before we started talking, you told me you grew up with the twins, Roy Jones twins.
Yeah, they're a little older than me, man. My dad, shout out to Roy, man. Shout out to Roy. My grandfather was Roy Barber. He was Roy Jones' barber. When he was in like his whole career, like when he was in his prime, starting off when he was young, and he cut his hair before every fight. They actually did an article on him in the newspaper too. He was cutting Roy. They was interviewing Roy, and he was cutting his hair. He got, you know, when he stopped cutting, you know what I'm saying, he got sick, he couldn't cut no more. My dad took over. So now my dad is still today one of Roy's barbers. I grew up, man. I just grew up. You know, we used to go to Roy house every Sunday. Me and my grandpa, me, Glenn, my brothers, my grandpa. We used to ride on the four-wheelers and the go-karts and the mules, and we used to ride through the trails, and my grandpa used to go to Church Chicken, and we used to barbecue every Sunday. You know, play with the dogs and the chickens, and he had so many animals out there. Every Sunday, man. So I grew up with them, man, you know what I'm saying, since we were young. And then we went from that to hooping. You know what I'm saying? Then, like I said, Sean and Dre was older than me, but, you know, I hoop, you know, we used to hoop. You know, his little brother, Roy J, he's younger than me. Like, we just grew up together, you know, hooping and, you know.
Can you talk a little bit about Roy, though, his influence on the city and just always shouting us out, stuff like that?
Roy is the king, man. You know, he's the king of the city, man. You know what I'm saying? I always, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Feel me? Nobody's ever, you know, he's the king of the city. This is his city, you know what I mean? You gotta call it what it is, you know. But, you know, like I say, he held it down, man. He represented in an amazing way, man. He took Pensacola all over the earth. You know what I'm saying? And he's still representing to this day, you know what I'm saying? And he's a beautiful brother, you know. He did a lot for me, you know what I'm saying? I used to live with him, you know what I mean? So he did a lot for me, man. And, you know, he's just an honorable dude, man. You know what I mean? He's solid. And he honorable dude, man. My dad loves him, man. My dad cut his hair for free now. Facts, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's a good guy, man. He's a great man. Great man.
All right, I just say that because, you know, it's a lot of people from Pensacola that don't rep like that. Like, he put on. He
put on hard.
You seen the Tyson fight?
When he was the champ.
Man, just the Tyson fight.
Yeah. And when he was the champ, dog. Like, when he was the greatest fighter on earth.
What? Pensacola in the house?
Exactly. You know what I mean? So Roy, man, is not only he's the king of the city, man, he's one of the kings of the ring ever. Ever. You know what I'm saying? He's in my top 5 boxers of all time. You know
I personally think
he's the best.
If you go on YouTube, he has the best highlight ever. His shit like 10 minutes long, but it's the craziest 10 minutes you ever seen in your life.
And he got that motherfucker can't be touched.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That shit playing while you knocking niggas out.
Boy, that shit crazy. Putting niggas to sleep all kinds
on his own music. Roy's the truth, man. And that album, that first album, bro, when that album came out, I was young. I was a kid, and I grew up with that, too. I grew up in the process with
I heard you say about him and Magic.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Mr. Magic, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they had every big artist that you could think of at that time. Lil Flip, Bun B, Mike Jones, Boosie, Youngbloods. Like, that album is a classic, bro. People have to... OG, and let me shout my man out. One of the best rappers I ever heard in my life here. OG Teddy Wheat. One of the greatest, he was down with, he was signed to Roy. OG Teddy Wheat, man. Amazing. Amazing, man. So he was, you know, Roy really started the music here too. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. He started the music here. You know what I mean? As far as his rap shit go. And you know, he's just the GOAT, man. GOAT. The king of the city, man. You know. We the young kings.
Right.
You know. Straight up.